Um, but they did a very large study in Denmark. There's over 1 million
Wow.
women, and over like 10 years. And
Mhm.
so it's like almost impossible to say that it wasn't extremely accurate. So, but what they found in it was that on birth control, the depression levels of females, and particularly the females 15 to 19 years old,
Mhm.
what we would consider the young ones, the teenagers, just were out of sight. They were 200 to 300% higher, and then especially on the methods that were not so much the oral, but the patch,
Mhm.
the IUD, the vaginal ring.
Mhm.
It just these young girls just it made them so depressed, and
Mhm.
it raised their suicidal ideation in some cases, attempts,
Mhm.
and the ones that are older than 19, it was like in the 80s and 90s,
Mhm.
percent of raising of their depression and anxiety levels. Um, but it was a terrible outcome as far as seeing that it does things to women mentally that most people don't even ever give a second thought. They take, women are on prescribed birth control, as I'm sure you know, and as I'm sure as your audience knows, if they have any knowledge of medical matters. Doctors often prescribe them to girls for like acne,
Mhm.
or if their period isn't regular,
Mhm.
if they don't think their period is regular enough, and things like that. So, um, without any thought to the types of things as far as the effect on the brain,
Mhm.
and we have a tendency, if you've been around the fitness industry or gyms, that type of thing, to think and really expect a guy that's on anabolic steroids, which is synthetic testosterone, when he starts taking those, there's often big mood changes, big personality even changes. And we accept that readily, roid rage and that type of thing. But it's basically the same thing. A woman taking hormonal birth control, instead of just taking a bunch of um, synthetic estrogen and progesterone, basically. So
Mhm.
fooling their body into thinking it's pregnant. So why wouldn't that change who
Mhm.
she is? And literally, it goes beyond just changing who she's attracted to. It's also changing who she is as far as how she feels.
Mhm.
And so when again, I obviously haven't been on them myself, but from what I understand from women who go off of them, oftentimes they lost all their highs and lows in their emotions when they're
Mhm.
on hormonal birth control, and then when they go off, it comes back. Well, hopefully it comes back. Sometimes it doesn't come back. That's the scary part. It doesn't come back for a long time. They're normal,
Mhm.
cycling, and they don't necessarily get their period sometimes back. I
Mhm.
mean, their period even goes away. So it changes who they are,
Mhm.
and that's scary because most women, they want to be who they really are,
Mhm.
and the people around them too, they lose who they actually were.